Hello and welcome to I Am Geek, and this is episode 95. We're coming back at you this week. I'm Ryan. I'm joined by my brother Chris and our great pal and buddy Catron. How you guys doing tonight?
Whoop whoop.
Splendid. Glad to be here.
Lovely. Well, as you know, we are the show for the geek in all of us, and that means we talk about a lot of geek stuff. We're all over the place, and that's why we're fun.
We'll go with that.
Yeah,
Well,
I think that's why we're fun.
That statement is correct.
So
That is
if you're
an actual state.
if you're listening and you don't like fun, then
Bah.
I don't know what to tell you. We're gonna have fun tonight. We got a lot of things we're gonna cover, but today was a great day because I talk about Twitter on here every once in a while. That we have a Twitter and it's called @IamGeekShow for our show, and we've talked about a lot on here. Good Mythical Morning. It's a YouTube show, and the world sort of collided today. There was a guest. They had a guest on their show today. Sometimes they have guests and they bring stars in as they've gotten bigger, and they brought in probably, I don't know what to call her, the queen of all things geek. I mean.
She rules over us all.
Pretty much. If you, I don't know, but they had Felicia Day on. If you don't know who Felicia Day is, then are you really a geek? That's what you have to question. Ask yourself. I don't know, but
It's kind of harsh.
I'm sorry.
A little harsh.
If you don't know who Felicia Day is,
There you
go check out her work. Amazing. Love her and everything.
Then know her.
Yes, and then know her. Not only is she like the one of the coolest geeks out there, but she did something that I've always wanted to do. A few times, I think. She has
Hug Jensen Ackles.
Well, of course, yeah. Who doesn't want to hug the future Batman, as I like to call him? I'm not a big car guy, but there's one car that if I could have would be the car from Supernatural, and she's got the ride in it a bunch of times. Makes me a little jealous.
That's true.
I don't want any Teslas. I don't want Mustangs.
I don't know what that.
I want that car. I want that car one day. Anyways, so she was on the show, and she not our show. I wish, but one day. She was on Good Mythical Morning, and then usually on Good Mythical Morning they do like some little Twitter videos, and she was doing a Twitter video, and she said made a comment at the end of their video about her podcast, which is called Voyage to the Stars. A little different than our podcast. It's basically like a cereal. Not that you eat, but basically like
An old time
series.
radio.
Yeah, like an old time radio show. They have
Series.
characters. They play the characters on the show. It came out in February, so I haven't got to listen to it yet, but I have subscribed, and I'm probably going to listen to it on the plane tomorrow. Anyways, so she was plugging her show, and she said, just listen to it, all right? It's free, which I think should be our motto, too, for our show. It's free. Just listen to it.
For now.
And I
Had nothing better to do.
I tweeted out that phrase and said "best promotion ever" by Felicia Day. And then Voyage to the Stars, or she liked it, and then Voyage to the Stars liked it, and then they followed us, and then we had this big long Twitter conversation, and they looked on our stuff and they found out about the geekies, and they thought that was cool, but they had some problems. They had a problem with one of the geekies, so we're taking it back.
One of the songs, right?
No,
Yeah.
no. They've already contacted me about the songs that they want those.
It couldn't have been. It couldn't have been one of the guest presenters.
No,
It couldn't have been that.
I like all that. About one of the categories, and they said that we got it wrong. And I said, well, we didn't get it wrong.
Hold on a second.
Because
Miss
we
Day.
didn't pick it. our listeners picked it. So they said that our listeners got it wrong and that we need to tell you the right answer.
And just before we get going here, we just want to say to all of our audience, we believe in you. They're like they're horrible for not believing you.
No, they're big time
we believe in you.
stars. So
Oh, okay.
and it's
Well,
Felicia.
never mind then. I'll take it all back.
And it's
What were
Felicia
you
Day.
thinking?
But but that's just we gave the vote. You guys could vote and you voted and we honored that vote.
Yes.
Yeah, but it was for the biggest surprise of 2018. The listeners, our lovely listeners that are listening right now, all you guys picked Aquaman for the most part, and they did not agree with that. And technically, we didn't agree with it either.
Yeah, not really.
Not really.
It did make it a surprise.
Yeah, but we honored it. We honored the vote. I picked Venom. I think Chris, you picked Venom.
Yeah.
Catron, I don't know what you picked.
I don't know either. I didn't see Venom, so I couldn't pick Venom. So I probably picked Aquaman because I saw Aquaman.
So it's your fault.
Yeah, it's my fault.
But they said that here's their tweet. Why not? I'll read it to you. They said hold on. It says, P.S. We checked out your Geeky Awards on your page and have to ask, how is Venom not your surprise hit of 2018? We are shook. What all the kids are saying. Shook.
Shooken, shaken.
It was fire.
And then they said, "What? Wow! Did you tell them they were completely incorrect on their opinions? You should show them the scene in the lobster tank again. They must have forgotten." So I thought what we would do to start the show today is let's dive into the lobster scene. Nope.
Guy.
Oh, and just talk about it for a minute and sort of analyze the lobster scene in a fun, goofy way because we're not serious on here, and that's just not going to happen.
But I've been serious the whole time I've been on here.
Yeah, well, we
seriously
usually,
funny.
we cut those. I usually edit those out.
Yeah. I go on these huge tirade rants that like 30 minutes that get taken out. Oh wait, that's you. That's Ryan.
Yeah, that is true.
You know what?
You know what grinds my gears? Anyways, okay. So if you haven't watched Venom, you should because it was really well done, I believe. And if you haven't seen the lobster scene in a while, go to YouTube. Just type in Venom lobster scene and watch it. So go ahead, go do that. We'll give you a second. Just pause it, and then okay. Welcome back.
Yeah, I think they can
Welcome
pause.
back.
Yeah,
we
they
don't
can
need
pause.
to wait.
We don't need to wait.
No, we don't need to wait.
Anyways, okay. Now that you've watched the scene, this is one of the funnier scenes in the movie, I guess, because it's Venom. It's not really a comedy, but it does have some funny parts. Would you say, Chris?
Yes. Oh yeah. It's definitely humorous. It doesn't take itself too seriously. Yeah, I would say, because there's just some weird stuff that happens in the movie, and this is one of the weird things that happens in the movie.
Yeah. So this is like the first time that he hears Venom's voice, the symbiote's voice, or what's the lady in the movie call it? Not a symbiote.
Symbiote.
Symbiote, yeah. The only person in the universe.
Which they later redubbed. So.
Yeah. Anyways, so this is the first time he hears the voice inside of his head, or whatever you want to say, and he gets really sweaty and really hungry, and he goes into this restaurant to confront his ex-girlfriend about what's going on with him, and she's dating some doctor guy, and they're together. And then he goes on this tirade, and he tries to eat like all this stuff, and he's looking at people and sort of turning their heads, saying, "No, I'm not going to eat you." And he moves to something else. He goes, "No, that doesn't work." And then he sees this, and he says he's getting really hot, so he starts taking off his coat, and he's sweaty all over, and he sees this huge lobster tank, and he goes, "Yep, that will work," and he jumps in the lobster tank, and then begins to eat one of the lobsters,
which are alive.
Yeah.
Yes. He's needing, or he's wanting live food. He doesn't want anything cooked, anything, because that's what the symbiote wants.
Yeah.
Because it's in the comics, the venom is notorious for eating livers and heads, and entrails, and things out of people. That's what they do.
Yeah. I mean,
replenishes them. Yes.
So he eats lobster
in the movie.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah. In the movie.
In the movie, they set it up to where the symbiote's basically kind of killing its host because it's sucking up all its nutrients and everything, and their body's dying. So it constantly needs to eat.
Yeah.
And that's why he's getting hot and almost like a virus is what they keep saying.
Yeah.
He's a virus.
But to me, the thing that makes this scene so funny is that it was pretty much ad-libbed. It wasn't in the script. Tom Hardy went in when they went in to rehearse the scene. They said that there's going to be a big lobster tank here, and he said, "Okay, I'm definitely getting in the lobster tank. I'm jumping in the lobster." And they're like, "What? Really?" Because first they had live lobsters in there, so they're like, "Well, we have to get rid of the live lobsters if you're jumping in." So they put plastic ones in. And the original tank was not reinforced for a human to get inside of it, so they had to build a new tank for him to jump in.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. All this because of a whim. And on top of that, Tom Hardy is a vegetarian. He does not eat meat now. He says he fails every once in a while, but he's trying to be a vegetarian. So they had to make a lobster out of candy and marshmallow and chocolate syrup. So it's like a candy shell, and he bites into it, and there's marshmallow and there's chocolate sauce that runs all over his face for like the inner goo.
Do lobsters have chocolate goo in them?
This one did.
This one did.
Well, it's not supposed to be chocolate.
Speaking of that, we watched Indiana Jones, the Temple of Doom, right? Where they go to the Maharaja palace or whatever, and they bring out the big beetles, right? Yeah. And that guy's eating the beetles, and we're sitting there watching our son's face while all this is happening, and he's just like big eyed, just like, what is going on? But that always grossed me out when he ate the beetles, because he would just suck that brown juicy stuff off of the beetle, and it's like, what is? Oh, it's gross. But I wonder what that was. Some kind of pudding?
No, it was a real beetle.
Kind of made at the time. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, back then they just used the real thing, right?
Back then they used
way back then.
Way back then. I mean, it didn't matter.
Yeah.
So it was a candy
breaking down the door.
Candy creation, which it looked like a real lobster. I mean, they probably did that in Eddington. Eddington? What is that?
Eddington,
I've never
Virginia, or is that where that is?
Editing.
Is that in England?
I don't know. It's been a long day.
They did that in England.
Charlie, England.
Anyways, they may have CGI'd that. I don't know.
We make a lot of lobsters here.
He ate.
This is where we make the fake lobsters, right this way.
Well, they made chocolate
here
frogs.
In Eddington.
They made chocolate frogs for.
Over here we have the fake horse that you can bite into if you want.
But yeah,
so
that was the scene. It was ad-libbed. It was, worthy of, maybe we should have done a category like with the best scenes or the
What did I just see?
Oh, we did do that. What did I just see? That should have been
we did.
Instead
that
of
one
in the wind.
That one. We had turd in the wind in there. But I think that's their point that they're trying to make, is this scene was in a movie that did well.
Yeah.
Yeah. The surprisingly well.
Surprisingly
which
well.
is true. There are many other scenes in that movie. It's just like, this isn't a movie.
Yeah.
But it
all went together so perfectly for a Venom movie.
I mean, they made a Venom movie without Spider-Man. I didn't think they could do it, but they did it.
Yeah.
And it was a fun romp.
I mean, I watched. I think we mentioned this before. I watched it over Christmas with my wife and my parents.
Who you tricked into watching, or my mom?
Yeah. Tricked her into watching it. And then at the end of the movie, I was like, "What did you guys think?" And they all were like, "That was really good. I really liked it." And I'm like, "Really?" They're like, "Yeah. That was really good. That was fun." So, I mean, that tells you something right there. If we get our mom to like it, then it's a pretty good movie.
Surprise hit.
Yeah. So, if you can just go back, listener, all our I Am Geekers out there, go back and just change your vote. We'll put it back up. We'll make Catron put it back up.
Oh, it's still out there. I never did turn it off. I'm curious. See if anybody's voting.
Maybe we'll send out an award to Venom, Tom Hardy, and all them.
It's just a special award.
A special award for the lobster scene.
That's the name of the award, the special award.
We'll name it like
special award, the Lobster Award,
the Felicia Day honorary Geeky Award or something like that.
Oh, sure.
I don't know. Like we could put her face on it with our I Am Geek glasses.
I'm not sure we
like the poster I have back here.
By the way, guys, no new responses on the. I think we maxed it out.
It's because they've already listened, all of them, even the people in Sweden and Germany and all the places that supposedly listen to the Geeky Awards. They've all listened to it already, all over the world.
Yes.
Eddington in particular.
Wow.
Probably not Eddington.
They love us in Eddington.
And you won't let me live that down. Anyways, so after reading all this about the lobster scene, I read another article and it brought up another good question that I think we should have like a little round table, but it's not round because there's only three of us, so triangle discussion about it.
It could be a round table.
Yes.
Yeah, we could kind of arch our arms to make a circle.
A little discussion about because not only does this apply to the Venom movie, but it applies to basically the Venom comics. Anywhere you see Venom, really. I think I have an action figure of Venom around here. It would apply to him too. I don't know where he's at. He's looming. Anyways, where does Tom Hardy or where does Eddie Brock or whoever's Venom at the time, where does their head go when they are Venom? It's the age-old question. Where does his head go? Is it a turd in the wind? Where's it at?
Trying to play that old game. Where did the head go?
Where did the head go? Because when the symbiote is on Spider-Man, it conforms basically to his suit. So you know where his head is, right? Because even, I think in
very form-fitting.
Yeah, it's very form-fitting. I think it even turns into his regular clothes too and stuff, right?
It can turn into his. It does that with Eddie Brock in the comics too, where it just it basically camouflages itself as clothing.
Yeah. So where does Eddie Brock, Tom Hardy, where does his head go? Because he has this big gaping mouth, and you look inside it, there's no Tom Hardy waving at you or anything, or looking at you. It's just this black open space that tromps on heads and stuff.
Well, it's got the one scene where asks who you are or whatever, and it's we are Venom, and you see half his face in the head.
Yeah.
I mean, the head's big enough to where the head could be back. I actually, like in the comics and everything, because Eddie Brock's kind of like a decent sized guy in the comics. Like he's like a linebacker type guy.
Yeah.
I always thought his head was just there, and like when he opens his mouth, it just kind of like rips his mouth open wider, and it just because it shows that he can like piece him back together when he's broken with like a broken leg and stuff.
Yeah.
And I would think it's able to cut off the pain receptors. It just pulls the head open and he eats it. And it's actually Eddie Brock like eating whatever, and then it just kind of absorbs through the.
That makes sense. It makes sense to me.
I don't know,
but
that's what I thought.
Yeah, the thing that like, but the reason I asked this question is because there's a lot of theories out there about where it goes. I mean, theories about a comic book character, but still theories.
Very serious theories.
Very serious theories that people take very seriously. So I thought I'd bring them up. But one of the top theories, I think it's more of the comics, is that Eddie sort of goes down in the suit. He's sort of floating in the suit like a baby.
He's in a womb.
Yeah,
so he's like in a fetal position.
Yeah, like he's in the fetal position somewhere in the suit. That's sort of weird to me, but that's one of the theories.
I don't see that because like he'll like.
Yeah, I don't see that either.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't see that. I don't see that either. But it's sort of funny to think of Eddie Brock like floating in the fetal position inside of Venom.
Like spinning around in there, just keep him like positioned upright.
It's like The Hangover where the guy carries the baby around.
Oh, okay.
It's just Venom carrying Eddie Brock around in one of those baby carriers. Another thing is that his head is actually at the chest level, and the head comes over top of him. But like you said, that would make sense for the movie because it shows half of his face and half of Venom's face. Right. So
that's just sucks down right after it covers up. It's like hits like an ejection tube or something, just sucks it down.
Yep.
Work.
Yeah, like the Matrix or something. And then another theory is that because of the camouflage, like he does with turning the thing into suits, like he just camouflages his head in there and you can't tell it's in there. There's prominent theories. So basically, when he opens his mouth, his head's there, you just can't see it because it's camouflage.
All right.
But I think I like your theory the best, that he just rips his mouth open.
Yeah, it's the same. They're one and the same.
Yeah.
But if you look at the picture, it's on this. So on ScreenCrush.com, I think is the article you read, Ryan. But the picture where it shows half the face, you see his mouth looks normal. Well, at least the part you can see of his mouth.
Yeah.
And then you see Venom's mouth, which is this crazy, sharp, long teeth. And it looks like the mouth wraps around his face on this particular shot. So it's it does look separate from his. So I don't know. I guess I tend to believe either it's, well, I was going to say down in the torso, but the fact that picture is what it is, it's more likely that it's camouflaging, I guess. I mean, if you have to really pick something.
Because the other picture on that article down further is like it open really wide and this big long tongue. And that's the one somebody photoshopped. They photoshopped Tom Hardy's head sitting down in the mouth. He's like, this is what I want to see. But the other picture, this picture,
right.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know.
More than likely, with the movie, I can see that it's in the head until it like does that big mouth open or whatever. Then it like kind of sucks the head down and back or something. Or it just kind of moves them a bit, and the head front extends out or something like that. I got another little interesting fact for you though with Venom. That came out not too long ago. I don't know if it was Todd McFarlane that said it or who it was, but so in the comics, like you always see like drool and stuff coming off of Venom all the time, and there's like different colors. There's like clear drool, and then there's like this green drool.
Yep.
And the clear drool is just like regular drool, and then there's like this green drool, But apparently the green drool is the symbiote releasing its feces.
Oh. It's like a turd in the wind.
Yeah. Exactly.
Important.
That's funny.
It eats all this stuff. It's gotta have stool, and that's how it secretes it.
Poops it out the mouth.
Green drool. Yeah. So when you see like it drooling on other characters in the comics and stuff, yeah, it's just spitting up its poo on people. That's what it's doing.
Well, flies throw up on their food, right? They vomit and
they're like,
it's vomit though.
To help them digest what they're getting ready to eat or
straight
something.
Up venom poop. Which is funny. One of the pictures I drew of Venom long ago that was hanging in a comic book store forever. Who knows where it is now? Was the green drool. So I drew Venom with poop on his mouth. Yeah.
Yes. You're disturbed as a kid.
What do you mean, as a kid?
To be fair, he's in a disturbed adult as well. So.
Yeah.
True story.
I'm sitting in a room full of Star Wars and Lord of the Ring and wrestling figures. I'm probably pretty disturbed. But what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
This is the guy that never grew up.
Ever.
Well, cool. So I guess they're making a Venom 2. I don't know when it will be out.
Oh, they will.
But yeah, I'm sure Carnage will be in it.
Yeah, probably so.
Mm-hmm.
I hope so. Then we can figure out where Carnage face
goes. He's a smaller guy, so the head will be wrapped around the head.
Maybe. Maybe it'll go down into its fetal position.
Fecal position?
Title of the episode: Down into the fetal position.
Oh, wow. Anyways, like I said, it's been a crazy day. We're leaving at 4 a.m. to go to Disney.
We are?
Yes, all of us. Surprise!
I didn't know that.
Hey, Carla, we're leaving.
Oh.
All of us, even all our listeners. If you're listening to this right now, join us at Disney World.
Just be at the airport at 4 a.m. Yeah, we'll be there. Don't worry.
I won't tell you which airport.
Airport. Every airport.
Oh man. So yeah. So I'm trying to decide if I'm going to go to sleep or not, because it's like, is it really worth it?
Sure. No.
Probably not. It's like 11:30.
That's my experience is I end up feeling worse. But then again, like tomorrow or the next day, that's when it really catches up with you.
You can just sleep on the plane.
Because the problem is going to be that at some point you're going to have to be the sole caretaker. For like a day or two, right?
Yeah.
You're never sleeping. You're not sleeping.
I don't sleep now, so
I know, but man, I don't know.
Buy those Mountain Dews.
Yeah.
I mean, just say you're not going to go and just stay. Just say we're going to stay here.
Well, they have been sick, which is stinks. And there was a point where like, do we not go and just stay here because they're sick? But then it's like, then my son, he's 4 years old, so he goes, "I'm going to take my germs to Disney." And he's all excited.
There you go. That's every other kid, right?
Yeah. So we'll be those people on the plane with sick kids.
And see, I've read a lot of people talk about how they go to Disney and get sick, over these breaks and stuff, because these kids come, go there sick, and we've never experienced that. I don't know, but makes sense, because like every time we take my son to school when he was really young, about your son's age, he would come back sick. It's like, great, thanks.
Yeah. Yay. So it should be fun. Yeah. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I just hope I don't get it.
Nah.
Yeah. Probably no sleep. I might get it.
That might not help. Yeah.
That might not help. But I don't know.
It'll be fine.
It'll be fine. Yeah.
Sorry. We'll get done with this as soon as possible.
Yeah. Well, that's it. This has been
First, I
episode
have a
95.
3-hour story.
As a matter
that I
of
gotta
fact.
tell
But yeah, Catron just came back from a trip, and I'm leaving on
I
a
did.
trip. Did you have fun on your trip?
I had a good time. Yeah,
I know our listeners want to hear all about it.
It's time for the trip report with Chris Catron. I was thinking about this the other night. I was like, I feel like I'm always doing these like trip reports on here. It's like I went to do this. I went to do this.
You're our trip guy.
I guess I'm the trip guy.
Yeah.
Funny guy and the trip guy.
Out and about reporter.
You're our man on the street.
Man on the street.
We're the streets, and you're the man on the street. Wait.
Oh, wait, no.
No. I don't like
Man.
that. Yeah.
Man of the night on the street.
Whoa.
Whoa.
No.
Whoa.
No.
Whoa.
No? Okay.
Roxanne.
So we left Friday evening for Branson, Missouri.
Yeah.
It was so foggy.
Branson, Missouri.
I've never driven in so much fog in my life, and such thick fog, like the whole way. And like it was the curviest road I've ever driven on, and windiest road. So that was the first part of the journey. But so we got up the next day, and I'm going to go line by line here. No, just kidding. We went to the Titanic Museum. That was our big attraction. As I said last week, I said we were going to go see the Titanic because my son is obsessed, and it was everything he could hope for, except that he didn't get to actually get on the deck of the Titanic. I think that would have, like on the building that looks like the Titanic, if he could have gone up off the top of it, he would have, that would have been it for him. But he still had fun. The ship is, if you're not familiar with the museum, it's probably half of the ship, in a parking lot, and you go in and there's a museum inside. It's pretty neat. There's all these things to read. They have a thing that you wear around your neck that you can listen to, and they talk to you. There's a kids button, like you can type in a certain number for what the kids hear, and so it's like a kid-friendly version. Not that they say bad things, but
it ends with it not
for kids.
No thinking.
Yeah, it's not thinking. Yeah,
and
everyone was happy.
Happily ever after.
Geared to kids.
And then they all had icicles. And ice pops.
So yeah, they have all these different things to look at. You pick this little card out, and it tells you a person, and you at the end of the your journey, you find out if your person made it out alive or not, which mine did not. My wife and my son did.
Oh,
so they
sorry.
Proceeded to make fun of me the rest of the day.
Oh, you were Jack. To their
rose. I'm making fun of Jack.
It was some rich guy in the first class.
Oh,
so,
you should have made it.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, it was pretty interesting, especially if you like history. They had lots of expensive things you could buy in their store.
Oh,
of course.
What'd you buy?
And I think I've said before, my son is obsessed with Legos. We almost bought a big Lego boat. It was huge, probably, 2 feet wide or long, however you want to say it. And that was, $50. Yeah, over $50. And we're like, I don't think we need that. So we were able to get him down to the cheaper one that was 6 inches long or smaller. And he was just as happy, except that when you put it in water, it immediately turns to its side. It doesn't stay up at all.
No, it's the Titanic.
That's realistic. Yeah, that's what happened.
Well, not really, if you ask him, because he said it sunk with the stern or the bow going down. I can't remember which one, but yeah. So that was the whole thing. Is like he wanted to get one so he could pretend like he's sinking the ship.
Wait, it's a Lego. He thought Legos was gonna just.
No, they do float. Yeah, they will float.
But I know they float, but
yeah, and he could sink it the way he wanted to. This one just falls over immediately.
It's probably top heavy.
Does it conveniently break in two, or
it does not break into? Well, it will, because it's not really Legos. These are knockoffs, and they will fit with Legos. But it was a pain in the butt to put together. So anyways, we got that. He got a captain's hat. He's happy we did that. And the best part, though, was driving up to it. And off in the distance, you could see the stacks in the sky line, whatever. Beautiful Branson, Missouri. And he said, I see stacks, and you're just like, oh, that's great. He's getting a kick out of it. So we did that.
Dax of Branson, Missouri.
Yeah, that was the highlight, I think, for him. We also went to Dogwood Canyon, which is in Lamp, Missouri.
Good old Lamp.
Yeah,
I love Lamp.
Shout out to all our Lamp listeners out there.
Yeah, thanks for listening. It was about a 30-minute drive.
Lamp.
30-minute drive, and it's basically looks like a national park or state park, but it's owned by some company, so whatever. But it's nature. Great.
Oh, nature.
It's nature.
Yeah, so you could pay for different things, like to go on this little ride to go see nature, and you could also just pay the entry fee to get to this one building where they have some things to do and see and hear about, and you could do this little hike, which we did. But they also have this treehouse there that was on a show on Animal Planet that some may be familiar with. I think I've watched it once. It's called Tree Masters. And so they have a Tree Masters treehouse there, and it was pretty neat. It's kind of funny though, because in the room at our hotel, which we were at just a Hampton Inn, it was nice. But they have a channel. It's like Branson Visitor TV, kind of like at Disney, where you watch all the attractions there. And they show this Dogwood Canyon, and it's all nice and pretty. The wood is all red still, or whatever you want to call it, brown or whatever but when you get there, it's all
sorry,
it's all, I can't describe color, sorry.
The wood is all brown,
you know what I mean. But when you get there, everything's the gray wood color. So it's been there a while. I don't know how long they've had there, but it was still neat to see. They had a cool trap door on this one part which they had closed off and locked and couldn't go through, but you could go underneath to get up to it, and you could push on it, and it wouldn't open, but it used to, because on the commercials it showed that it opened. But that had all these cool features. Nice. It kind of reminded you of the Swiss Family Robinson house.
Yeah.
And because they had these things to capture water, and they made a shower out of this water that would go down to a barrel and all this. It was kind of neat. But yeah, that was cool. But then the on one of the last days, we went to an escape room on recommendation of Ryan, that really? He found that this was the number 5 escape room facility, I guess you'd call it, in the country. Is that right?
That's what their website said.
Yeah. So this was, and supposedly, USA Today and maybe CNN helped determine this, I guess. And we were talking about it at work, and it was like, I guess anybody could say that. And I said, yeah, what about in Elf? They had the best coffee in the world, right? At that one place.
You did it.
You did it. Yeah. So whatever. And it was good. We did a room called The Great Escape of Jasper Jinx. And now I'm going to proceed to tell you all of the locks. No. The room was different than other ones I've done before. This place was called Escape Code. Did I say that yet? Escape Code is the name of the facility.
Not a sponsor.
It's kind of funny. It's in this shopping center. Yeah. There's with a church and a bar, and then the escape room.
Perfect sense.
Yeah, but I think the church may own the escape room for sure. Maybe even the bar. I don't know, but there were
maybe.
Hey, I don't know. They could have. The escape rooms had.
They're really diversifying themselves.
Yeah, the escape rooms had Bible scriptures all over the place, or not the rooms, but in the facility. It's kind of cool. One of the rooms was called Condemned, and it was about Paul and Silas escaping the Roman prison.
Yeah,
so that was cool.
Maybe you were just at the youth group area.
Right, this is the youth group area. Yeah, Branson, after all, right? But anyways, our room was The Great Escape of Jasper Jinx. This room was split into 3 areas. Very, very well themed. You felt like you were in a barn. It was actually a reimagined room, I guess is what you call it. It used to be some other puzzle that they had, and they said on their website, if you've done this one before, some of these puzzles. But we didn't know. We'd never done it. But it was different in a lot of ways, because it was one of the things that threw me off was that you had to go. So I said there were 3 different rooms in that room, and you had to go back and forth between all 3 rooms to solve all the puzzles. And most of the rooms I've ever been in, you just solved a puzzle in that little room that you're in, that part, which is fine. And it kind of frustrated me at first because I was like, I didn't know you were supposed to go in there. I'm kind of getting frustrated with it. But at the same time,
I was just in there.
Yeah, I said to somebody today, I was like, well, that it's probably a good thing, because if all of them were the same, then they would all be boring, or it would get boring after a while, right? But that made it.
That's like escapology. That's what they do there. They have like 3 rooms, and you go back and forth.
Yeah, we have done one of escapology, and theirs was super hard. This one that we did was a 7 out of 10 difficulty. We actually escaped with 6 minutes left. We did.
So smart.
Oh no, I'm terrible at these. We usually make it out either just on time or just over. I mean, the one we go to, normally they let us kind of take as long as we want. But
like, here comes the Catrons.
No, they know. It's like, oh, hey,
close down. They'll be here a while.
They got our money. What do they care, right? But yeah, at least it was different. Like I say, it kind of frustrated me at first because some of the puzzles were just not super intuitive. That kind of sounds funny, but I felt like they should have been a little more intuitive. But they were good. It was dark in the room. You had these fake lanterns you're supposed to use, and we were having a hard time because some of the locks were really shiny. So we put the light on the lock. It's like on the spin. And I'm like, I can't see it. It's too shiny because the light's shining off of it, But yeah, overall, great experience. Cool. Great theme, great puzzles. And yeah, we had a good time. I wanted to do another one, but it was super expensive. Yeah. We did find a coupon later, but it was. Yeah, I mean,
I always tell them you're with a podcast and you want to review their stuff.
And
then they're always like, "Oh, well, yeah, come on in." And they'll either give you a discount or like they'll help you all the way through it. Like we did one, and I said, "Yeah, I used to write escape rooms for private events, and I have a podcast, and we like to review them." And so the whole time, like we didn't use any of our clues. They're just like, "Here, do this," and we're like, "Oh, okay."
So this one was kind of like escapology in that they have the screen where it would give you the clues, on the screen. And they had a microphone hanging in this one room. It was kind of weird, but you would say, "Can I have a clue?" And at least 2 of the times our son was like, "Can we have a clue?" And we're like, "No, stop. we weren't ready for it, but my son was ready to give up. And I was like, surely they hear us saying no. But they gave us the clue anyway. It's almost like she's just ready to hit that button,
Yeah.
Because there were specific clues to like, go check this over there, We ended up using, like I say, I think at least 4, maybe 5 or 6, I don't know. But if you use 4 or less, then you can compete to get their fastest time. Which I told him, I was like, I know we're not going to get 36 minutes in this room. I know that's not going to happen. But it actually was a little bit easier than some of these others because a lot of their clues were written out, and you read this thing and they highlighted certain words, so it kind of made it easier in a way, whereas a lot of the ones I've done, it's just like, here are these random things on the wall, now figure it out, So yeah, it was different, but it was good.
Well, I'm like, if I'm going to pay $30 or $60 or however much they cost for an hour, I'm taking my hour, I'm like, even if I get done 30 minutes, I'm like, last clue, I'm staying in, I'm just going to chill out in here for the rest of the 30 minutes because I paid for an hour. I'm getting my hour. Yeah. But it usually takes me an hour anyway.
I've never been in a room with someone that's actually done these well. Like our family has done them several now, but we're terrible, I think. I'm pretty sure. But I've done another escape room with some people who've never done it before, but I've never done one. I need to do one with you to see if we're just really bad at this or if we're on par, because I feel like,
I don't know,
because I feel like some of these puzzles,
me and Ryan did one and we didn't get out.
Shh, don't tell him that part.
That's because I feel like some of these puzzles, I'm like, how in the world do you make this connection? After they give you the clue, it's like, oh, well, that makes sense now. But it's like, how do you get to that point?
Well, I get stuck on all math ones. If it's math involved,
oh,
I just go, just tell me the answer. Like I will. I'll just go, tell me the answer because I'm never going to figure this out because I can't do math. And then they're like, oh, okay. And they're like, just try it. I'm like, no, seriously, I can't do math.
the one was
always overthink it.
Yeah.
Like I'm expecting like a Rube Goldberg machine or something that I'm gonna like be putting together, and it's like, oh no, you just have to lift up this mat, and there's the key. You're like, oh, okay, it's that simple.
Gotcha. There was one that I took apart some things that were on a wall, and because I thought, oh, I'm gonna have to make a puzzle out of these pieces that are all in these jars. Well, no, you needed to leave them in the jars because it was important. And she told us later to help us solve that part. She's like, you really shouldn't have moved all those. So here's what you should have done. So she showed us, and we finished that puzzle. That was in one at here in Memphis. I've got the hiccups now, but it was funny you mentioned the math thing. I was thinking about the one called Condemned with Paul and Silas. It said at the bottom, it says no Bible knowledge is necessary to complete this. So, that was good. I was like, that'll make people feel better about it.
Funny. Well, while you were doing that, I was, probably not the same time, but I was watching Captain Marvel last night. So,
oh, yeah.
So we will do a show on Captain Marvel, but I'll wait till these guys hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah, because while you were watching Captain Marvel and he was doing escape rooms, I was
binge watching
The Bachelor.
Oh gosh.
Watching The Bachelor season finale. Wow. That's my life now. That's what I do.
Oh.
That happens.
Do we need to call for help?
Were you tied down?
Yeah. Can you talk openly right now?
Might as well have been tied down.
Are you safe?
My wife wants.
Blink
my
twice.
Wife likes. The audience can't tell it's a podcast. My wife loves The Bachelor.
Why?
All things Bachelor. And
why?
I don't know. I think it makes herself feel better about herself. I don't know.
Her choice.
But,
so from what I saw on Twitter and everything, this guy, the Bachelor guy, jumped a wall and ran away.
Yeah, it was like the big thing. The one girl that he wanted, even though he still had two other girls there and was still going to go on dates with them, for some reason he wasn't going to pick them whatsoever. One girl's like, yeah, I don't think I can ever get to the point where I love you. I'm going to leave. And he's got upset. And so he's like in Portugal or somewhere. I don't know. He just like started walking away, took off his mic, and there was like this giant 8-foot fence. And they're like following him. And in their mind, they're like, okay, we got him cornered. There's a fence. And he's like, used to be a football player, and he just like one bound just goes over the fence and then just is gone. Like no one knows where he went, and he's just wandering around. I don't know what he was thinking he was going to do. He's in this other country. He said he had his wallet. I'm not sure what that would have accomplished necessarily. He's out in the countryside. You can hear dogs barking, and they're just out there calling Colton because that's his name. And they finally catch up with him, and he's just walking away. He's like, "Don't touch me." I'm just like, what? Why is someone touching you? I don't understand. But yeah, so that was like the big thing. I just relate it to jumping the shark with the Fonz. He jumped the fence.
Well, all those people in those shows are crazy. Did he pick somebody at the end?
So, he let the other two girls go, which as he should have done to begin with. And he went back to this girl, and he's like, "See, I let these other two women go. It's just you and me." He's like, "Come with me to Spain to see my parents." And so she's like, "Oh, okay, I guess."
Yeah, sure. Spain.
I guess I'll go take a free trip to Spain, whatever. And yeah, they go and see his parents, who've been waiting in Spain for like, it seems like 2 weeks now. Because that's how long it's felt. For me at least, but it's just, I don't know. Could have just been like an hour. I don't know. And they went there and she's still like, I don't know about this relationship. And she even tells like his parents, like, I don't know about this relationship. I don't know if I could ever love him like he loves me. And they're like, oh, well, that's okay. He loves you, so we're fine with this. So it's it's mind numbing. And at one point, because I've had to watch several seasons, and my wife was on the phone talking to someone who is really into The Bachelor, and she's like, "What's the name of that one Bachelor? He was a soccer player that everybody hated. I can't think of his name." And I'm like, "Juan Pablo," and she's like, "That's it." I'm like, "I hate myself. I knew that. I hate myself."
We all geek out about different things, Chris. It's okay.
Yours is just The Bachelor.
No, not
you geek about it.
No, it's like what's
we don't judge
what's
you.
that thing? What's that syndrome where you get like kidnapped and you like develop a relationship with your kidnappers?
Marriage.
Marriage. That's it. Marriage.
Oh
no.
I
We love our wives.
So yeah,
Stockholm syndrome.
But hey, you got to watch Captain Marvel, so that's cool.
I liked it. I enjoyed it.
That's nice.
I enjoyed it. I went by myself, like always, because we have kids, and so I always sit by strangers, and that's always fun, especially in the theaters where they serve you food, because you're like alone there, surrounded by. And I had this teenager that sneezed the whole time, so I'll probably get sick from him beside me, and I got this burger, and he looks at me, and goes, "What you got there?" I'm like, a burger? He's like, "Which one?" I'm like, "Kid, what?" And I'm like, "It's the Megaplex burger." That's what it was called.
Oh.
He goes, "Could you point that out to me on the menu?" I'm like, "What?"
It says Mega.
And then his mom, I guess it was his mom, was on the other side, and she was like, "Just look at your menu. It's right there with the burgers." But it was okay. The burger's okay. Movie was good. This will, ruffle feathers, but I liked the supporting cast the best. They made the movie. Like, they were funny. It was good. I mean, I liked Brie Larson too. That's her name, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
She did a great job. But the supporting cast, from Samuel L. Jackson all the way down to Coulson. Oops. I mean,
what?
We know he's.
I know. Was really funny, and really they did a great job. And I think probably one of my favorite characters in the movie was the sort of the head Skrull. That's the green guys, right? Skrulls.
Yeah, Skrulls. Yeah. You saw the movie. You know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I know. Sorry. Anyways, the head Skrull guy, he was really well done. So I liked it. And if you go back and listen to an episode where we talked about, well, go back after you watch the movie. I actually called out something. I was like, I bet this is going to happen. And it did.
Oh, look out.
Look out.
Fancy.
Predicting the future. But I liked it. It was really good. So you guys go see it, and then we'll talk all about it. We'll have a very spoiler episode of it. So while I'm at Disney, you guys go watch the movie.
Okay. The Bachelor's done, so I should be able to go.
Oh, good. Oh.
Until May 14th or 13th or whatever, when The Bachelorette starts up.
Oh.
Right back in the thick of it.
How about this? For my birthday this year, what I would really love for you to get me
is for all the children of the world.
Is for you not to have to watch The Bachelorette. So just tell your wife that's your present to me.
Tell your wife.
Oh, okay. That really seems like it'll work. Yeah, it's gonna work.
Because I don't want to hear about it, but that's just me. Anyways. So, Catron, you had something that you wanted to share with us. Do we have time for that? We're about at 54 minutes right now.
Yeah, it won't take long.
It won't take long.
I mean, yeah. I think we can do it. As long as you guys know what nouns and adjectives
I
are.
do not. So
maybe we should try.
3 hours later.
I know nouns, and I know verbs are action words.
Yeah. Do you know what adverbs are?
Action words with a twist.
Actually, there are no adverbs in this one.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, so we're good.
So while
this
on your trip
easy.
to Branson, Missouri, you stumbled across Star Wars Mad Libs, right?
Yes, we went to Target and they had a whole section
Target.
of Mad Libs. Yeah. This is a neat Target, by the way, but it's another story. You know, I was thinking a while ago about the whole thing about me having the little trip reports all these times. I'm the worst storyteller in the world. Like I would always get these reactions in college of people, and I still get this. People are like, "Huh, good story."
Good story.
So anyway, I appreciate you all listening.
No,
to me.
I can edit it out. It's fine.
Okay.
That bad, huh?
Yeah, he can jazz it up with some
I'll put some
show
boings
tunes or
and sound effects in there.
So yes, the Star Wars Mad Libs.
Wow.
I hope everyone remembers Mad Libs. I had a lot of fun as a kid doing Mad Libs. So we thought we'd try this. If it doesn't work, if it flops, then we'll know not to do it.
That's why we're putting it at the end of the episode.
Could we just say thanks for listening?
Yeah, thanks for listening. If you don't want to hear the Mad Libs, see you next time.
It could be no.
Go ahead and record the ending to the episode, and then you can just cut out the rest after.
It could be fun. It could be terrible.
I'll put it after the outro music. Will be the Mad Libs.
For like 5 minutes worth. All right. So the title of this one is "Piloting a Pod Racer" by young Anakin Skywalker. So this is from his point of view.
Are you an angel?
Are you an angel? So we're gonna go ahead and I'm going to go do this a different way. We did one on the way back on our trip, and my wife was putting the answers in right in the sentences. And the way I did them is I used the page that shows just the word, the noun, adjective, like you're supposed to. And she's like, I never noticed that up there before. And I was like, but you get to see what the sentence is going to say. She's like, well, I didn't read it. And I was like, okay.
Usually you ask somebody else, right? Like you would ask us.
Somebody else, but
and you would write it in.
But I had her give responses too.
Okay.
I'm going to do this my way, which is the right way.
We're going to actually, I'm going to do it the way she did it because for the sake of time, so I don't have to like transpose these back over. So, all right, let's start with a noun.
A noun? Okay, that's a person, place, or thing.
Yeah.
How about
Ryan?
How about apple blossom?
Apple blossom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. An adjective.
Go ahead, Chris.
Describes a person, place, or thing.
An adjective. Squishy. Squishy.
Ooh, squishy.
Squishy.
Is that the word I used on the one? I don't know. I used a word similar. Anyways, I think I used sloppily. That's one of the words that we did. Yeah, it's like it's got to be a word. Okay, verb ending in ing.
Spelunking.
Spelunking.
Is that a verb?
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
it is here.
It is now.
Okay, and then adjective.
Oh, no.
Another adjective.
I get all the adjectives.
We got more. Be a color. Could be a describing the texture.
Rough.
Rough. Yeah, over rough. I can't think.
Okay. All right. Plural noun. So multiple things. Places.
Okay.
Persons.
Thumbs.
Monchichis.
Which one do you want to go with? Okay.
What is that?
I'm just trying to see if I can spell these. Monchichi. I play karate. Play Atari. Monchichi. You don't remember Monchichis?
No.
Okay.
I remember the
All right, we can talk about that some other time. Part of the body, plural.
Oh.
I know you'd like that one, right?
I
have body parts.
No, okay, plural. Okay, the weenuses. That's the part of your elbow.
Okay.
Yeah, the weenus.
All right.
Weenus. Come on.
We've got a few more to go here. Let's go with an adjective.
Hairy.
Plaid.
Well, we've got another adjective coming up soon, so I can use hairy. I'll use hairy for this one, and I'll use plaid for the next one that comes.
There's nothing worse than a hairy weenus.
That's true. How about another verb, but ending in ing?
Another verb ending in ing.
So much like spelunking.
Oh, okay. Farting.
Oh, great. Okay.
Yeah, you always have to have the word fart.
Yeah,
it's always been bad. And booger is a good one too. Verb. So not with ing.
Oh, not with ing.
No.
Pluck.
Pluck? Is that what you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right, adjective. I need another adjective.
Pluck. Okay. Oh, another adjective? Oh,
yes.
Plucky.
Plucky.
Okay. We're getting close, folks. Another adjective. We got 2 more adjectives we need here.
Stabbing?
Huh?
Stabbing? That's a verb.
That's a verb. Sorry.
Adjective.
You've stumped us.
We only know so many adjectives.
Yeah.
It could be a color, or it could be a texture, or
okay.
It could be
mauve.
This is, you're all trying to figure out if I can spell these words. I'm just going to put what it sounds like.
Anyways. Yeah, basically.
Mauve. All right. Plural noun.
Plural noun.
Plural noun.
Multiple things or places or people.
Marbles.
All right. And one last adjective, and we'll be done.
Okay.
Putrid?
We need a dictionary.
Putrid?
Putrid?
Adjective.
Sure. Yep. Sounds good. All right. Are you guys ready?
Why not?
Here it comes.
So, am I reading this as young
No,
Annie?
you can just read
Okay.
it.
As far as I know.
No.
Okay. As far as I know, I'm the only human apple blossom who has ever competed in a squishy stakes pod race and won. If you ever find yourself at the spelunking line at one of these competitions, here's what you need to make sure you come out of the race rough. Trust your Monchichi. Even if you can't see things.
What?
Sorry.
The Monchichi.
This just got me. Sorry.
we got him. Yay!
Yay!
You're gonna maybe edit all this out, aren't you? Trust your Monchichi.
Okay. Even if you can't see things before they happen. Like, I can't help it. Like me, you can at least keep your weenuses. Your weenus is open. And look,
keep your weenuses open?
And look out for hairy pilots or debris farting at you. Number 2, keep steering. The key to being a plaid pod racer pilot is knowing how to pluck. Hug those plucky curves and don't let them intimidate you. Always remember, have fun. Your pod racer might look like a mauve hunk of marbles, but if you know how to use it, pod racing can be putrid.
Key right there. If you know how to use it.
Yeah. So
it doesn't matter.
Yeah. A lot more funny when you're a kid. Sometimes there's certain words that'll catch you off guard,
like Monchichi.
Yeah, we had one on the way home. I was hoping my son would get into it and like give some words, but he didn't. And there was a word, I wish I could find what it was that got me on the last one, but it always happens. I don't know what it is.
That's a Monchichi. Okay.
Yeah, you know Monchichi. So anyways, yeah, this
Japanese stuffed animal monkeys.
Mm-hmm.
Creepy.
Yeah. So leave a space in here if you want to take that out.
No.
That was
Anyways, well, to wrap it up, thank you for that. That was excellent.
Well, good. I hope so.
Monchichi work you did there. We always end with a watch a streaming.
Oh gosh.
So I can at least tell you what I watched this week that it was a surprise to me. Amazon had some movies for $2.99 rent. You can rent some movies.
Yeah.
So I was doing laundry. Everybody was in bed. So I decided to watch The House with the Clock in the Wall, which stars Jack Black and other people.
Good.
Good.
I forget who else.
I know those.
And it's about a house with a clock in the wall. And he's like a warlock.
Oh.
And his nephew comes to live with him or something like that. Because his family dies. The comedy, of course. No. No, I'm just kidding. But it was actually pretty good. No, it's not Disney. It's based on a children's book, The House with the Clock in the Wall.
I just thought that because the parents died.
Oh, yeah.
Prerequisite.
It was pretty good. I liked it. Check it out. If you have Amazon Prime, it's like $2. It's a kids movie, but it's not really for kids because a lot of dark stuff happens in it. It was a fun little romp.
That's good. Yeah. I could say we were streaming also on Amazon Prime.
Yeah,
The Bachelor. Oh no, no, this was good. The Widow, which stars Kate Beckinsale, which is on Amazon Prime, and it's about she's a woman whose husband apparently dies in this plane crash, but then she sees someone on the news in the country where it happened that looks like her husband, so she travels to the country to find him, and mysterious underworld things start happening. But it's good. I liked it. We haven't finished it yet, but so far it's been nice, and Kate Beckinsale's nice.
Like you've met her, she's nice.
Oh yeah. I think I saw her like at the Grove in LA one time.
Now you saw her or you stalked her at the Grove?
No, I mean stalk. I mean it's the same thing. We were up in the Cheesecake Factory, which has like upper balcony, and I think she was down below walking.
Ooh.
And then I followed for like 30 minutes or something. But no, that was good. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
There you
go. That's what I'm streaming.
There you go. Hopefully next week I'll be back from Disney and we'll have made an appearance on the Tonight Show because I forgot to mention that. We may be on the Tonight Show
tonight. Or when do they do those? Like on Friday or no?
Thursdays.
Thursday. Well, yeah, tomorrow.
Today. So, I'll just leave you with that. Maybe I Am Geek will be making an appearance on the Tonight Show. Maybe. Hopefully.
Ooh.
If we don't, then I'll blame the Monchichis.
Blame the Monchichis.
Yeah. You can figure it out real easy if you go to our Twitter at I Am Geek Show. Follow that, and you'll see our conversation with the Tonight Show on there. I'm just trying to get you to follow our Twitter, but we do.
If you follow us and retweet, we'll let you know what it was.
Yeah, no, it's on there.
Or you could just go look at
it. We're still getting comments about it. Like, we just got one. One just popped up. Said, the best one so far.
Oh. Yeah. There you go.
Did you say probably not?
No, I said there you go.
Oh. Probably not. It's for the hashtag game to do on this night show. Yeah. I tweeted out a hashtag for my bad luck, with the story about our father and the dynamite.
Well, don't tell it now.
No, I'm not going to tell the whole thing. But we'll talk about it later.
Spoiler.
Well, we've talked about it on the show before. Anyways, okay, so that's been a fun episode of I Am Geek Tonight. Let me tell you, I had fun. I hope you had fun. And
yes,
Felicia Day and the rest of the gang over at Voyage to the Stars. Hopefully you're listening. I don't know, probably not, but thank you everyone for listening to I Am Geek. Tell your friends, if you can, go to iTunes and give us that 5-star rating. Leave us a comment, a good comment, please. We got another 5-star rating this week, so that's good. But leave us a 5-star rating on there. It helps out. I don't know how, but it helps out. Anyways,
it does.
Yeah,
it makes us feel good.
Yeah, it makes us feel good. And thanks for listening. And we will talk with you next time on I Am Geek.
Bye bye.